Okay folks, what we're doing is we're taking a forearm turnstile fresh off the shelf. You can see right now, I think it's the left hand. Is it, Armando? Can you give it a spin? Yeah. It's counterclockwise, so it's a left hand. Clockwise would be a right hand. We're going to show you how to take this little darling apart and switch its direction. So if we get Armando to put it up onto the bench, in this case we're mounting it to this workbench so that it's easier for the video camera to see everything. Typically this would be done on the floor or of a store somewhere, but we're going to go over the parts and everything as we go. So first of all, undo the 3 set screws holding the bell housing into place. Right? Okay, so he's bringing the bell housing down. He's going to bring it down a little bit, enough to accommodate the wrench that he's going to be using, and we'll explain that in a second. He's going to put a little piece of tape there, keep it from going all the way down to the bottom, because sometimes it's debris that's developed in the head can get inside the bell housing in here, right, and stop it from going back up properly. So anyways, Armando is going to go up inside here. If you look up inside there, you'll see that there's that set screw. Right? So what he's doing now is he's going to undo that to get this head housing off of this post. So Armando is using a 9/16 ratcheting wrench. You can use a regular wrench, but it takes an awful long time. You don't have to take it all the way out, but you can. Now that he has it off so far, he's ready to lift and take it right off. There you go. Perfect. Taking the head off, and then this is the bolt which holds that bearing assembly into place. He hasn't taken it all the way out. He left it in there a little bit. Okay, so Amanda's going to load that thing back up into the bench. And what we're doing here, as you can see, this is the main assembly. This little guy right here, this is a brake. So when you screw that in and push pressure on that plastic piece on the post, as you can see, that little track there, and that acts as a brake to slow it down. So that is our forearm turnstile brake. This here is our bearing. Okay? It's just a main bearing, and it has a cutout into it. And if you can look at it, you can see that there is a hole there. And that's exactly where that bolt goes. When it comes when it slides over top of that head, that's where that bolt goes to hold a whole assembly in place. So what we're going to do, this is a one-way bearing, and Armando is going to take that bearing off and switch the direction to a right hand. Now that lock nut he just removed is a 1-inch nut, so you can theoretically do this with a large adjustable to get that bolt off as well. So he takes that bearing off, flips it over, there you go, and then he tightens it back down. Now you don't want to over tighten it, so you back it off a bit, just so that it moves, eh? How is it, Armando? Good?
Good.
Excellent. Okay, so what Armando is going to do is he's going to line up that bearing so that this little seam is actually to the back side of this brake. That way he can put back pressure on it when he goes to put the bearing back on. So it's going to be right perpendicular to it, just like that. Okay? Now he's reducing the tension on the brake spring so that it doesn't cause an issue when he's trying to put it back onto the post, because there is a certain amount of pressure there. Put it back together. He tries to line up that seam with that bolt. So he's checking it. Pushes on the brake so that the bearing fits into the post. There he goes. He's got it. All the way down. Excellent. Now he's going to reapply that bolt. So now that he's got that all fixed into place, he's going to turn the head around. That bolt he tightened all the way till it was tight, and now he's going to increase the brake tension to slow the turnstile down because it usually moves a little too quick. He's going to give it a little test spin. There you go. He's going to spray a little extra lubricant up there, just in the track, in the direction of which the track where the brake pushes against the side of the post. Just a lithium type grease. And finally for the bell. So he puts the screws back into the bell housing and tightens them all up. And we're done. We changed it from a left to a right. It was that simple. Hey, Armando?
Yep.